Bobby Shoemaker, Andrew Calvano. It's Tournament Talk on the Tournament Edge for Saturday, December 18th. We're covering Race 8, Andrew, at Tampa Bay Downs. It's the $100,000 Lightning Stakes. It's 5 furlongs on the turf, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. It's a field of 12, everything lovely. The 5-horse is your 3-1 morning line favorite. In my opinion, Andrew, I really don't have a problem with this horse being the favorite, drawn nicely, running very consistent time form U.S. speed figures. For the most part, in races of this nature, you want horses to be forwardly placed. We certainly know the 5 is going to be a part of that pace early. So all in all, despite, I guess, better connections, if you will, in this race, I have no qualms with the 5 being your morning line favorite.
Without a doubt, and I think this one's the last time out to start a $100,000 race here at over this turf course. It was more of a prep race for this spot today, and I think that's why we saw more of his natural early speed, because he really took command of that field. And I think it was just a situation that we say often, if you're on the best horse, just let him be the best horse and ride him as such. I do also think this one has the ability to rate, and for that reason, the way I saw it, I think this one's your most likely winner. I think the pace sets up real nice with this one, but I had to play against because I knew this was going to be a short price, and I'm not too confident in the jockey, to be honest. And I know it's all about the horse, but right now, Jose Ferrer is not running at the numbers he has. He's going through a little bit of a cold streak, and I think you can find tremendous value elsewhere in this field. But without a doubt, I think number 5, Everything Lovely, definitely has a big chance in here.
No question. Will be either part of that pace or certainly forwardly placed. Wanted to ask you about a couple of horses in here specifically. We're going to move on from the pace. It's a 5-furlong sprint race. For the most part, most of these horses want to be close to the lead, more than half of them anyway. But I wanted to ask you about the 12 horse initially here, and that's a first-hand report. Out for Todd Pletcher, Eddie Castro gets aboard. To me, Andrew, this is the most talented horse in the field. I go back to the 2 races that were run at Saratoga back in the summer against the best of the best, one of which the horse won the race and got a 1:13 time form U.S. speed figure. And really, I don't think there was ever a doubt he was going to win that race. Watching the replay, ran admirably August 3rd on a good surface, probably once a firm turf course, was actually winning that race and got passed late. Again, most talented horse in this race, but a horse that wants to be on or near the lead from that 12 hole, and I think the horse is going to be bet probably in half, considering it's Todd Pletcher. I had to play against, but I think has more talent than any other horse in this race.
Without a doubt, and I originally had this one at 9-2 morning line odds, and I guess when the real ones came out 8-1, I really wanted to jump on this one, but for the reasons you mentioned, Bob, this one is really drawn outside. It's going to be tough for this one, especially with so much early tactical speed. I actually think this is one of the much better horses in here, though he really hasn't shown it running against State Company. He's very talented and definitely has a lot of she has a lot of upside here, but I think this one's true talent is obviously turf sprinting, as seen at Saratoga this summer. The race off the turf at Belmont, 4-horse field, finishes 3rd behind Kelso Cat and Know-It-All Anna. Actually, 2 very good horses on the circuit. But I think this one's true talent is sprinting, but from the outside draw and the speed this one's going to be to show, and also the fact that this one is going to be a lower price, I'll play against as well.
I wanted to ask you about the 11 horse. I think another horse that at times has shown very good speed and able to carry the 5 furlongs distance no matter the post draw, but drawn outside again, Andrew, in that 11 hole, and there are at least one other horse to the inside, if not 2 horses to the inside of the 11 that want the lead as well. I played against the 11 as well for very similar reasons as I gave you about the 12 horse. I think there's talent there. Not as much as the 12, but I think there's talent there. But at the end of the day, a horse that absolutely needs the lead and drawn from that far out, I just couldn't take that horse at 6-1.
Yeah, and same boat here. And obviously you have to watch everything Larry Ravelli brings in. And we spoke about this last week with one of the horses he brought into Gulfstream Park. But once again, he was outside there and he's outside here. Unlucky draws from Larry Ravelli. This one's second off the layoff. And the talented horse this one is actually the defending champion of this race from last year. But once again, a horse that's going to need a front end. Really, the only way this one can win is by wiring the group. And it's going to be tough, especially when you have a lot of speed horses on the inside as well.
No question. So let's move on to your top selection after breaking down a few horses in this race. Who do you think wins and why?
Without a doubt. So we went from 12, 11. We'll get to my top pick, number 10 here, Catching Fireflies here. Posted outside, but I feel like this one doesn't really need so much to show early speed. Definitely think this one has the ability to rate. Has been running very well since the transition to Ralph Nix to Arnold Delacroix's barn. He gets Daniel Centeno. He's a leading rider here. He's winning at 42%, and now you're getting 12 to 1 on a jockey team like this, who together click at 36%. Just some outstanding numbers here. 28% turf sprint from trainer here. First time here at Tampa Bay. I think he's going to like the turf course here after seeing what he's done in the Mid-Atlantic circuit. This one has the perfect ability to rate. His buyers have been significantly increasing since the barn switch, and he won last time out from a very similar draw at Laurel Park. It was a turf course to me. It's very similar to this one. So I think this one's going to get a perfect pace setup that we talked about. A lot of horses going on to the front end. This one has some solid back class as well. So at 12 to 1, this is a sure play for me considering the connections we have.
Couldn't help but smile because I'm on the same horse. I'm a big fan of Catching Fireflies as well for everything that you just said, and I'll just piggyback a little bit more and give a little bit more information about why I did go with this horse. This horse is a versatile horse. Doesn't need the lead. Centeno is a very intelligent rider, as you pointed out, is a leading rider at this meet, and he's hot right now, by the way. This horse has the ability to take back and let those horses that you and I have already talked about hopefully run themselves into submission. And then when they turn for home, make one run. And I believe that this horse is very capable of saving as much ground as she possibly can, considering the 10-hole in a 5-furlong turf sprint race. And I think we're going to get anywhere between 8 to 12 to 1 on this horse. And from a tournament play perspective and a window play standpoint, this horse just might be the play. Like where your head's at, love the connections, and I like what the pace can do for this horse to win this race.
Without a doubt, and I'm glad you said that we're going to stay around that range because I initially had this one at 6 to 1 morning line, and I know you have horses that are coming out of much tougher races. For example, the 8, who I thought was interesting, coming out of Grade 2 and Grade 3 company, though on the synthetic does have a 2 wins over the turf course. I mean, you just have horses that are facing better, to argue against our horse, but those Laurel turf races, those huge fields, anywhere from 11 to 14 horses, produce great value and some real solid horses. So to see that he's won 2 in a row there now, and that we have the confidence to ship him all the way down here for a big stakes race, I mean, that's huge. And I think we're going to get a great value here, and we're going to get a huge, just a blow-up of a tournament. I think Fletcher gets bet, Galvant's going to get bet, and Five's getting bet. Either way, we're going to walk out of here with a nice win, hopefully, at a big number. And
you talk about the field sizes at Laurel Park. 2 consecutive wins at Laurel. On October 23rd, Andrew, it was a field of 11 in which she drew the 7 post that day. And then November 22nd, in her latest victory, when she won by a head, a field of 12. And what was her post draw? The 12 post. This horse can win from anywhere, and the versatility is really what put this horse over the top for me. So Andrew is on the 10 horse Catching Fireflies, and I am as well. So that'll do it for Tampa Bay Downs Race 8 on Saturday, December 17th. It's the $100,000 Lightning Stakes. That's Andrew Calvano. I'm Bobby Shoemaker. Good luck.
Good luck, guys.